How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel for DJ. For today's video, I had to apologize to you guys. It is because I haven't done my round 9 tips and also going through my round 8 tips. It is because I was sick. Secondly, I got so much busy work to do, and yeah, pretty much. And yeah, so for today's video, I'll be going through my round 10 tips. Also going through my round 9 and 8 tips for today's video. And so by the way, we'll get started straight away. And yeah, so the first game I went for Richmond over Geelong, and Geelong absolutely smashed that one, so I got that one incorrect. Next up, I went for the Gold Coast Suns over St and I got that one incorrect as well. Next up, I went for the Giants over Essendon, and I went for the Giants, so I got that one correct. Next up is North Melbourne and Collingwood, and I got that one incorrect as well. I went for North Melbourne. Unfortunately, they lost. Next up, I went for Melbourne over Sydney, and I got that one correct. Next up, I went for Port Adelaide over Adelaide, and I got that one correct. Next up, I went for West Coast over Hawthorne, and I got that one correct. Next up, I went for Western Bulldogs over Carlton, so I got that one correct. And I went for Brisbane over Fremantle, so I got one correct as well. So it brings me 6 out of 9 tips for round 8, which is not too bad for this result. And my current score was 43. And now we'll go for my round 9 tips. So for this one, I went for Geelong over St Kilda, and I got that one correct. Next up, I went for Sydney over Collingwood, and I got that one correct as well. Next up, I went for Hawthorne over North Melbourne, and North Melbourne got their first win of the season, and yeah, so yes, I got that one incorrect, unfortunately. Next up, I went for Brisbane over Gold Coast, so I got that one correct. Next up, I went for Richmond over GWS, so I got that one correct. Next up, I went for Port Adelaide over Western Bulldogs, and I got that one incorrect. Next up, I went for Essendon over Fremantle, so I got that one correct as well. Next up, I went for the Demons over Carlton, so I got that one correct as well. Next up, I went for West Coast over the Crows, and I got that one correct. So for this one, it brings me 7 out of 9 tips, which is one of the great results. And my current score is 50 points off the 40 tips. So yeah, pretty much. So right now, I'll be telling you guys my round 10 tips for this week. And yeah, so the first game we have got the Brisbane Lions to take on the Tigers. So for this game, it is going to be one the games of the round, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. So for this one, Brisbane, they actually played extremely good footy right now. They got 5 in a row wins so far, and yeah, they absolutely crushed Gold Coast and other teams as well. And for Richmond, they actually won just over GWS last week. They actually played pretty crap, slightly, but not as much. So for this game, I'm going for Brisbane to win this one, and I'll be going for Brisbane by 19 points. And yeah, next up we have got Carlton to take on Hawthorne. So Carlton, they're actually starting to play not good footy right now. They lost 2 in a row right now, and this game is they should be able to win this one. Now puts their streak back their winning streak. And for Hawthorne, they play crap footy, still pretty crap, and I already said crap 2 times or 3 times or whatever. And so they have lost to the bottom team of North Melbourne. They have lost to the bottom team over Carlton back in last year, and lost to the bottom team of Brisbane Lions in 2018. What is going on for Hawthorne, man? So for this one, I'm going for Carlton to smash Hawthorne to win this one, and I'll be going for Carlton by 46 points. So next up is also going to be a smashing game. It is going to be between Geelong and Gold Coast, and the Cats that actually starting to play good footy. They've won 2 in a row right now. They have got a close one, well, not really close, by St Kilda, and a smashing game by Richmond. And Gold Coast, they started to play pretty downhill footy. They have lost to Brisbane. They got smashed, and they only just lost by St Kilda at Metricon. So yeah, pretty much. So for this one, I will be tipping for the Cats for a smashing game, and I'll be going for them by 42 points. So next up, we have got the Adelaide Crows to take on the Demons, and the Crows have a slight advantage on the it says their home ground, and the Crows are actually play really crap footy. They have lost 5 in a row right now. And they started pretty good of this season, and now they're starting to play absolutely crap as normal. And yeah, and I'm thinking Tex Walker is going to be back. Not 100% sure just yet. And for Melbourne, they actually got 9 in a row wins, and plus they are undefeated this year. I was like, what in the hell is Melbourne thinking? I was like, oh my gosh, they're absolutely playing really well this year. So Melbourne starting to play extremely good footy. They are one of the favourites to win the premiership as well. So for this game, I'm going for the Demons to win this gun. This one. So I'll be going for a close one. I'll be going for the Demons by 16. And yeah. Next up is also going to be one of smashing games. It is going to be between the Western Bulldogs to take on St Kilda. So the Bulldogs are actually play pretty impressive at Oval, and they actually played not too bad against Carlton, and both of those games are for the win as normal. Now for St Kilda, they actually played very, very bad back in Friday night last week. So for this one, as St Kilda, they play crap. They have got 5 goals with 17 behind. They will lose this game for sure. So I'll be going for the Bulldogs by 35 points. Next up, it is going to be between the Fremantle Dockers and the Sydney Swans at Optus Stadium. That is going to be one of the games of the round. So this is going to be one of the tough decisions ever. So Fremantle, they have lost 3 in a row right now, and Fremantle finally they can play it in front of their home fans after COVID-19 back in Western Australia. So I was like, oh, thank goodness they can play in front of their home fans. And for the Swans, they actually played okay against Collingwood, and they got the win by 30, and they only have just lost to Melbourne at the MCG 2 weeks ago, and yeah, pretty much. So for this game, I'll be tipping for the Swans for this one, and I'll be going for the close one, and I'll be going for the Swans by 2 points. The next up is also going to be one of the games of the round. It is going to be between GWS Giants and the West Coast Eagles. So for the Giants, they only just lost to Richmond last week, only by 4 points. And they have got the last 2 wins. One of them is a crushing game over the Crows at the Oval, and the other one, I think they have I think they have got the win over Essendon by 2 points by the Bombers. So it's just Giants that just kept on getting close games as normal, and yeah. And for West Coast, they actually played extraordinary over the Crows, and Jack Darling kicked 5 goals in 1 quarter, and one of them was the dribbler at some defenders legs from the Crows, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So yeah, so I'll be going for the West Coast for this one. Also a close one. I'll be tipping for West Coast by 1 point. The next up is Collingwood to take on Port Adelaide. So Collingwood that actually played all right. I'm guessing over Sydney, but I think it is disagree. But whatever about that. And Port Adelaide, every time that they lose to a team, that is mostly the top 8 teams, and Collingwood's not in the top 8, so I'm thinking Port Adelaide's gonna win this one. So also I'll be going for Port Adelaide to win this game, and this one I'll be going for also a smash one. I'll be tipping Port Adelaide by a surprising margin, 61. This is not a joke, man. This is not a joke. And our final one is the Essendon Football Club to take on North Melbourne on Sunday at Marvel Stadium. And so, as I am the North Melbourne supporter, I'll start off talking about the Bombers first. They actually played okay footy. They actually won by a close one over 3 minutes of the low scoring game, and then lost to the Giants after that. And yeah, and for North Melbourne, they actually defeated Hawthorne with a surprisingly a good comeback, by 32 points down at the first half, then came back at the second half, still down by 1 3/4 time. Then we just got the win by 7 points. I was so happy about that, and yeah, but I have a funny feeling we're gonna lose in this game, unfortunately. So for this game, sadly, I had to go for the Bombers to win this game, but I'll be going for a slight closer margin by 13 points, pretty much. So I'll show you guys my tips quickly. Hopefully you can see it on my screen. So I went for Brisbane. Then after that I went for Carlton. Then I went for Geelong. Went for the Demons. Then I went for the Bulldogs. Went for the Swans. Then I went for West Coast. Then I went for Port Adelaide, and I went for the Bombers. So I'll submit those in off camera. So I had to say, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and please give a like at this video, share with your friends as well. And also for tomorrow, I'll be doing some gaming for my AFL Evolution 2 career mode. And so yeah, I might try to do 2 games in one video, but I'm not 100% sure I am going to do it. But I'll see how I go. And yeah, guys, have to say thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Peace out.